Hi, Arcfieldweather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday morning, June the 26th. A severe weather threat exists for later today and tonight in the Mid-Atlantic region. It looks like several ingredients in the atmosphere will come together to enhance the chance for some severe thunderstorm activity, probably in the time period from 4 or 5 p.m. all the way to about midnight in much of the Mid-Atlantic region. Thunderstorms first fire up later on today across central Pennsylvania, the interior sections of the Mid-Atlantic region, and then that translates to the I-95 corridor late in the afternoon, especially this evening, and then all the way to the eastern seaboard. That surface cool front will push offshore early tomorrow morning, paving the way for lowering humidity values across the Mid-Atlantic region later in the day on Thursday. It looks pretty comfortable right through Friday. May have kind of a repeat performance in the overall weather for the Mid-Atlantic region, let's say Saturday night and Sunday, with another surface cool front headed this way, and that could cause another round of showers and possible strong to severe thunderstorms. Again, that's Saturday night and Sunday. First of all, let's take a look at NOAA's Storm Prediction Center probability outlook for severe weather later today and tonight, and it's kind of focused right here in the Mid-Atlantic region. This includes the metro areas of D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City, and it extends all the way down into the southern Mississippi Valley region, and even the eastern plains of the Colorado Rockies, for example. There may be some strong to severe thunderstorm activity later today. Late yesterday, there was a lot of activity right in this part of the nation, including some very, very heavy rainfall. Places like St. Louis experienced postponement of the Cardinals game and some very strong thunderstorms and heavy downpours as well, and that existed across much of Iowa, which of course has been flooded with rains in recent days. But today the focus shifts in large part to the Mid-Atlantic region, and we'll talk about that over the next several minutes here. Well, one of the changes in the atmosphere that will take place today, enhancing the chance for showers and thunderstorms later in the day, and especially this evening in the I-95 corridor region, the increase in heat and humidity. Yesterday, dew points, which is the truest measure of overall humidity. The higher the dew point temperature, the higher the overall humidity. We also have relative humidity, but that's a function of temperature. So you could have 95 degrees and 30% relative humidity in an atmosphere that contains a lot of moisture. So I like to focus in on dew points. And yesterday, the dew points in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City were in the upper 40s to lower 50s. That is almost unheard of this time of the year, to be that dry. And a lot of lawns are turning brown out there and, across southeastern PA, and I imagine across much of the Mid-Atlantic region. And those weather conditions that we experienced yesterday, with very low dew points for this time of the year and high temperatures around 90 degrees for afternoon highs, really will increase that browning of the lawns. Now today, dew points will jump noticeably. Humidity will become much more uncomfortable compared to yesterday. Dew points already in the 60s, and I expect they'll climb up to about 70, maybe 72 degrees for the dew points later on today into tonight. That is a key ingredient. What I'm showing here is the dew point change over the last 3 hours, and you can see an increase of 4 degrees Celsius already in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region. Really, that extends all the way up into southeastern Canada, but an increasingly humid air mass here setting up over the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, we have very dry overall conditions yesterday, much more humid today, with a low-level southwesterly flow of air developing. That'll pump in the moisture, and that is a key ingredient. In addition, it will become quite hot, low to mid-90s for afternoon highs in much of the I-95 corridor region. Could even see the upper 90s in places like D.C. later on today, all adding fuel to the fire and enhancing the chance for late day showers and thunderstorms. Some of those storms will be strong to severe. In addition to the increasing heat and humidity, another important factor later today and tonight will be a low-level jet. I'd like to take a look at the 850 millibar level. That's a few thousand feet, maybe 3, 4, 5,000 feet above the surface level. And anytime you have very strong winds there, That enhances the chance for some severe weather, and it increases the chance for strong wind shear. Wind shear is really, the higher the wind shear means the more the change in winds in both direction and speed as you go up in altitude, and it kind of can cause a spin in the atmosphere, which in turn increases the chance for tornadoes. And I do believe isolated tornadoes are on the table later today and tonight, especially across portions of the northern mid-Atlantic, let's say northeastern PA, interior northwestern New Jersey. And one of the factors here, again, is this low-level jet. We'll walk through a high-resolution version of the NAM model here, looking at the winds at the 850 millibar level as we go through the day today. This is beginning the day today, and then we're going through it on an hourly basis. Here's midday. Now take a look at this enhanced area of 850 millibar winds. The scale is over here, and we're talking about maybe 65 knots right here across northern West Virginia, western Pennsylvania by mid-afternoon, and that just kind of intensifies, expands as it translates to the east here. This is by 7 or 8 o'clock this evening. Again, quite an impressive low-level jet streak. Not widespread, but where it exists here across southern Pennsylvania, D.C. area, northern Maryland, it is quite impressive indeed. You're seeing a lot of purples here. That is way up high here on the scale here, about 80 knots or so, and that just pushes in to the I-95 corridor region, let's say 8, 9, 10 p.m. tonight. So that, again, is an important factor here, and the wind shear associated with that low-level jet enhances the chance for some isolated tornadoes later today and tonight. Now, another factor is what's going on in the middle part of the atmosphere. That's the 500 millibar layer here, right about the midpoint of the atmosphere. And I always like to take a look at what we call vorticity. That's kind of a spin in the atmosphere. It leads to strong upward motion. If there's a strong vorticity maxima overhead, there can be very strong upward motion down to the lower part of the atmosphere. That lift in the atmosphere adds to the chance for clouds and precipitation, in this case in the form of showers and thunderstorms. Indeed, we have a strong upper level trough with its associated vorticity sliding eastward across the Great Lakes and into the Mid-Atlantic region later today. Now let's push through here on the NAM model on an hourly basis, beginning the day right here in the morning. But watch what happens as we get into the mid and late afternoon hours, and then into the nighttime hours. All these dark areas represent those vorticity fields in the upper part of the atmosphere, and indeed there is a strong trough, like right located right around in this region, sliding to the south and east. Again, that enhances upward motion right in this part, just to the east here. When the trough is located out here, the real upward motion is just out ahead of it, right here over the I-95 corridor region. This forecast map right here is for 8 o'clock tonight, and that is the time period, probably the timetable for this activity. Let's say DC, Philadelphia, New York City, 4 or 5 p.m. all the way to midnight tonight before the activity will start to wind down. Now let's continue to move forward here, and here comes that upper level trough just sliding through. Again, we're going on an hourly basis. This is now at about midnight tonight, and then finally into the overnight hours, it all shifts offshore. This is now early to mid-morning on Thursday. That surface cool front slides off the East Coast, and humidity levels will lower during the day tomorrow. Cloud cover will also lower during the day tomorrow. They start off mostly cloudy early in the day, mostly sunny by mid and late afternoon with the lower humidity values. Well, let's wrap up by again looking at the high resolution version of the NAM model. This is a 3-kilometer resolution model here, and I like to look at it in severe weather outbreaks. It tends to do a pretty good job on mesoscale events, small scale events, given its high resolution. This is as we begin the day. Not much going on right now here early Wednesday morning. Push through again on an hourly basis, and watch these impressive thunderstorms here over the eastern Ohio Valley by the early mid-afternoon. They'll slowly move to the east. Here we go by mid-afternoon. And notice here, out ahead of the main area, there are some strong what appear to be strong thunderstorms. And let me just throw this point in there. There could be multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms in the immediate I-95 corridor region. That's what this is suggesting to me. Maybe more of a focused line, but out ahead of it, there may be scattered, strong to severe thunderstorms as well. So watch for perhaps multiple thunderstorms to hit a given location. This is late in the afternoon, early evening, and here we go. Kind of a line here all the way down to DC, cutting across central PA, and out ahead of it, again, in advance of the main focused area, the main line, there may be these scattered strong to severe thunderstorms. So you may get hit more than once in the Mid-Atlantic region. Here we go by about 9 p.m. tonight. Very impressive indeed. Again, there may be some isolated tornadoes associated with this severe weather event. Probably the main threat is for damaging wind gusts, but again, obviously isolated tornadoes would be even more intense, and it can be large hail, certainly heavy rainfall associated with any of these thunderstorms later today and tonight. Finally, by late tonight in the overnight hours, the whole system moves to the eastern seaboard, and then by early tomorrow morning, you should begin to notice a lowering in humidity across the eastern part of the Mid-Atlantic region, with an increasing amount of sunshine on the day Thursday. So again, a severe weather event for the Mid-Atlantic region, focused on late today and especially tonight. It certainly includes the threat of damaging wind gusts, large hail, heavy rainfall, and again, given the expectation of intensifying low-level wind shear, there can be isolated tornadoes involved with this event as well. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.